Hello everyone, the Klaus here, and today guys I'm going to review a Megabloks Dragon's Universe set released in 2011 as part of the Rise of the Predators wave. So the set I am going to review today is called Chrono Kaizer and is one of the 6 Master Dragons. So as you can see, the box features the usual web background which belongs to the Predators. So you can see we also have their logo right there. Of course we have the usual information here and there, and of course also the drawing of the dragon and his dragon rider, and also the egg which pops out of the packaging. On the side you will have the QR code right there which you can scan with your smartphone to have some information on the set. And on the other side you have a close-up shot of the dragon rider. On the back you will have a CGI model of the dragon and the dragon rider once again, another close-up shot plus his name, so the guy is called Rulus. Of course the dragon is called Chrono Kaizer, and here the 6 sets released as Master Dragons. That said, here is the instruction booklet, or the paper sheet instruction booklet, because while you have 5 steps, after all it is just an action figure. And on the other side the parts list and once again the 6 Dragon Master sets released in this wave. Oh, excuse me guys. Like that. Let's move on to the first part of the set, which is the egg itself. So the egg is a new mold, even if it looks like the old Predators, well, like the old dragon's egg. It's still a new mold because, well, this time it features not 2 parts, but as you can see, 3 parts. So of course we have the lower part and the upper part, but we also have a middle part which features a clear plastic part, as you can see, and which allows you to see through it, obviously because it's clear. And as you can see in the all, you're supposed to have the dragon's head, which is quite useful if you want to know what the dragons look like. But of course here I have already used the head on the dragon. So for example, when you will buy this set, it will look like that, as you can see, with the dragon's head clearly visible. And well, like I said, you can of course open the egg in half like that. And as you can see, there is no point of connection whatsoever. And in terms of color scheme, it's mostly kind of trans green and some really dark green color used on the bottom part. So that's all for the egg. Now let's talk about the figure. So it's called Rulus or something like that. Yeah, Rulus. So of course, if it was the new Predators soldier mold, and to be more precise, the Dragon Riders one. So this means it will have 2 different shoulder pads, as you can see, 2 different molds. And of course, all the other molds apart from the hands are new in comparison to the old Alliance figures. So the body is more streamlined, and you really have tons of details. For example, if you just look on the back of the figure, you can see it's full of details and really neat. Also, because it is the Chrono Kaizer Dragon Rider, this means his shoulder pad and the 2 spikes on his head will be colored in blue-purple, or purple-bluish color. And well, apart from that, for those who want to know their articulations, well, they are pretty well articulated because they got 1 ball joint per shoulder, as you can see, which allows you to make some nice movement. On the elbows, it moves a little up to 90 degrees. The hands are free. The head can be moved down and up. On the sides, well, not that much, in fact. And the legs, well, first the pelvis, which can be moved like that, and then the legs, once again, also mounted on ball joint. And finally the knee, which can be moved less than 90 degrees. And that's all for this figure. Pretty cool if you ask me. It really looks, I think, better in person, as you can. Well, you can't really see that because you don't have it, but yes, in person it really looks great. Full of details and really nice. That said, let's move on to the dragon now. And well, the first thing you need to know is that the color scheme is, well, mostly purple, well, more like blues and purple, but still a little purple-ish, like I say so, and also lime green. It of course also used some kind of injected color, like for example some type of clear blue color injected in there, but it's near visible. In fact, it's well, you can't really see this injected colors. And also the second thing important to notice is that these dragons have mostly has mostly new parts. In fact, so new molds everywhere. And in fact, all the molds are exclusive to this dragon. So the head, the front legs, the rear legs, the body, and the tail are all exclusive to this set. This means that no other dragons from this wave will reuse this type of molds, and well, that's quite interesting to know. As you can see, so these new molds are pretty also unique because they are quite wide, but also really flat, kind of like the head. I think the head is the better example of that because you can see, well, it's the best example of that because you can see it's really flat. It's not really that huge, but it's quite wide on the. It is quite broad, so it's well, it's quite interesting. Obviously, for the body, you will still have the power core right there, and the wings are the same as the ones used on Blazed Jinwoo. So nothing really new here, but for the rest, it's all new. And so for those who want to know the articulations, well, it's pretty simple. Each of the legs are mounted on ball joint, on one ball joint, and that's all. So this allows you to move the things up and down, and also on the side, but not that much. Also, because it is a four-legged dragon, you can't really make that ton of pause. Then you have the wings, which are mounted on two rotation points, so you can move it in forth and back, and also up and down. Also, the head is mounted on a ball joint, which allows you to move on the sides, down, but not that much, up, and of course open the mouth with the tongue painted, which is quite a nice detail. Overall, the paint job is really well done. As you can see, there is no problems of painting or bad painted stripes. It all looks good. But once again, I think it's not really the. This guy doesn't really has any tons of paint effects, so it's quite okay. And that's all. So now I'm going to link the weapons. And on these new dragons, they are linked thanks to a pin. This one, which we will put in this pinhole right there. So just have to put it like that. And now we have to put the gun. So it's a combination between the two type of guns, if I can say so. You have this one, which was, for example, used on Blazed Jinwoo, but you also have this one on top of it, which is used by, for example, Blizzard Dragon. And they are linked thanks to this clip. So it's quite nice. And of course, we have the Predator's lasers, which are new mods. And we just have to put this thing on the pin, thanks to the big clip. Like that. And our dragon is now finished. So I'm just going to do a little turnaround. Comparison size between the figure and the dragon itself. Like that. And finally, excuse me guys, I'm going to put the figure on the gun. As you can see, he sit on it. He is not standing still. Like that. And here we go. The model is done. So I think it looks good. So if you want a sum up really quick, well, like I said, in terms of colors, well, it's pretty nice. I kind of regret that it is not more purple, but well, that's maybe just me. And also the other drawback is that the paint job itself is not really that complicated in comparison to other dragons. It's pretty simple, in fact. There is no tons of fade effects or stuff like that. So well, not that much. Is well painted, but it doesn't really have that much effect on it. Then you have the parts. Like I said, it's really a good point because most of his parts are new and also unique to this set. So, for example, the body, the head, the front and rear legs, and the tail are all unique to this set. So it's pretty cool. Yes, I think it's really interesting in terms of parts to have this new ones. The construction is pretty straightforward, so nothing really to talk about. But once again, it's just an action figure, so you can't really expect much. Apart if you build one entirely based on bricks, but well, apart from that, of course, it's going to be pretty quick to build. And then you have the articulations, which once again works fine. It's really nice to have ball jumps instead of rotation points for the legs, but apart from that, it is still a four-legged dragon, so you can't really move the limbs the way you want. But well, it's still better than the previous dragon, but not that much. And finally, you have the overall design. So first, the figure, because I didn't mention it, but the figure is looking great. I like the color scheme, and overall, it's really well detailed. The only problem might be the articulations, because it can't really move his head on the sides, or it can't really move the legs. It can't really move, in fact, his knees. So well, but apart from that, it's a little great figure. Articulated with two different shoulders and well designed, so it's full of details. It's really great. And then you have the dragon itself, and the dragon itself, well, because it's really a specific design, because it is really, as you can see, flat but wide, and also really, it is really put in a low position. As you can see, it's really close to the ground, so it's really a specific design, and so that's what makes him unique, but also that's what kind of make you dislike him, in fact, because it's really specific. So not, for example, not everyone like this type of specific design with flat, wide type of dragon. So it is, I think his uniqueness is it's really a big pro, but also it's also a big con, because well, it's really all about, in fact it's all about what you think about the dragon. Personally, I like it because it's different than the other dragons. It's really unique, and I like the new parts and stuff like that. But once again, like I said, you might not like it for the same reasons. So, well, I can't really give you an objective point of view, but personally, I like this one because it features new mods, and it's really a unique dragon, even if he is four-legged, like, for example, Blaze Jinru or Thunder Voseus. At least he is different than this ones because of his parts designs. And I think that's all, guys. So Chrono Kaizer, a good dragon in my opinion, plenty of new parts, great figure. So overall, it's really just about you if you like or not this type of dragon. But apart from that, it's a great one, and an original one on top of that. And that said, well, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. Feel free to post your questions or your comments. I will happily answer them. And that said, well, hope you enjoyed once again, and see you later for another video review. Bye bye.